But I think one of the issues that I see here is, again, thinking that if you give money to someone as a loan, that they're going to give it to you back. I do not recommend that. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Hi, my name is Brooke, and on this channel, we like to talk about all things personal finances and how we can get better with our money. So if that's something that's interesting to you, please make sure to subscribe and get notified every time I post a new video. We are going to go back to do some Reddit stories today. I am really excited. I really enjoyed doing the one about the wedding one. So if you haven't watched that, please make sure to click the card above and watch that one for my hot take on if that person was the a-hole or not. It was a great story, so definitely check out that video. But for these videos, I want to keep them pretty casual, so I'm just gonna sit on my couch and read them to you like it's a story time between friends. So let's go ahead and get into this story. I think this one's going to be a wild ride, and let me know in the comments any of your hot takes. I would love to hear them, but remember, please be respectful. Also remember, this is not personal finance advice. I am not a financial advisor. Everything is just for entertainment purposes only. Don't sue me, please. But first, if you don't know what Am I the A-hole is, it is a subreddit where people can write in asking their questions, and they ask whether they are the a-hole or not. So are they in the wrong or are they in the right? And then people will judge them and say, you are the a-hole in this situation or you aren't the a-hole. And so it's really fun because it sparks a lot of conversation, and it's just a really fun way to engage with different topics through a story lens. So let's hop in to the story. The title of this story is Am I the a-hole for not only refusing to loan a coworker money, but making it so that no one else would? Ooh. Loaning money. That is a hot topic, so let's see. I'm going to try and read this all the way through and then give my commentary at the end. So yeah, let's get into it. I have this coworker, Anne. We both work in a hospital, but different departments. Anne and I come from the same hometown, and for that reason, she seems to think we're friends. I don't mean this to be cruel. Before she said hi to me, I didn't even know she had moved here. I didn't know her back home, but her family sort of knows my family. Think second cousins neighbors. From early on, I realized that Anne was bad with money. She would borrow increasing amounts of money over time from me and not repay it. Oof, okay. She bought designer clothes and ate takeout around payday, then somehow run out. Well, she apparently doesn't qualify for a credit card. I wonder why. You might wonder why I keep giving it to her. The first time she borrowed money, she paid it back fairly quickly. The next time, she took a bit longer, but eventually paid it. Then next time, you get the picture. Then she just stopped. For the last 3 months, she has borrowed money, and when I refused or said I didn't have enough, tell a sob story, her baby had no formula. Okay, She doesn't have money for taxi fare. She hasn't eaten in 2 days. Her landlord might kick her out. I caved the first and second time, but this time I refused. She first came to me and said, I know I haven't paid you for the last 3 months, but this next paycheck I'll pay you back. Please help. My lights have been cut and the baby formula is nearly gone. Obviously, I said no. Then she went nuclear. Well, chose the nuclear option. I think she realized that if she asked me in front of other people, I would be less likely to say no. She asked me during my lunch break. I was with some friends and other coworkers, and she told the sob story again and laid it on thick with the tears. Here's where I might have been the a-hole. Instead of just saying no, I said, you already owe me over $2,000 and you want to add more? I know you won't pay me back because you haven't paid me back the last 3 months. Now, our hospital is not that big, and I guess news spread because she sent me a text saying I have poisoned the well for her. No one will loan her money because they heard that she doesn't pay and her baby will go hungry. I sent a reply saying I'm not responsible for her irresponsible spending, and if her baby goes hungry, it's her fault, not mine. Then I blocked her. Now she's blasting me on social media, talking about disloyal friends who will drop you when the chips are down. I honestly don't care about that. Again, we're not friends. But now there are colleagues who say I should maybe help her out for the sake of the baby. When I told them if they feel that way, they can loan her the money, nothing is stopping them. That colleague said that was a cold and cruel response. So, am I the a-hole? I could have just kept it to myself. Wow, this sounds like a really tough situation. And my philosophy on loaning anybody money is that you should never think of loaning money to someone as something that they are going to pay you back. You should always think of it as a gift. So in that way, you are not putting any pressure on the other person, and you're not putting any pressure on yourself to become resentful that you gave away that money in expectation that you're going to get it back. So never give out more money than you can expect to lose. I'm just going to be honest with you. Think of it like giving away money to a friend as a gift. It's not going to come back to you, and that's going to have to just be what it is. In this situation, this person is a little bit frustrated because they have tried to be helpful in the past by giving this person money, but this person seems to be one of those people who chronically is asking for money, which is not normal. If you are asking friends for money all the time, you have a spending problem. Now, this is really sad that she's saying that her baby is going to go hungry without the formula. She hasn't eaten in 2 days. She might get kicked out from her landlord if she can't pay. I totally understand that. And if that is the case, then this is something where she needs to see if there's assistance programs in her area that can help her with this. So if she can go to a local food bank and see if they have baby formula available, if she can go to talk to the local government in her area and ask for any sort of housing subsidies that they have available for certain income thresholds. She might literally not have the money for that, and she might qualify for those programs. So we don't know, and that's why I'm hesitating on this story a little bit, because I understand that it's not cool that she isn't paying you back. And I understand that what you see in her lifestyle is that she's going out and, to you, in your mind, blowing all of her money. Now, whether that is true or not is not something that we can tell from this Reddit story. We don't know if she is actually using that money to buy those designer handbags like they were saying, or if she really is using the money to help feed her child and pay for her necessities. But again, that's unclear from this. We would need the other side of the story. But I think one of the issues that I see here is, again, thinking that if you give money to someone as a loan, that they're going to give it to you back. I do not recommend that. Always think of it as a gift. Never have any expectations that that person is going to give you money back. And I also think that will help you be more wise in who you decide to give money to in the first place. Like, everyone works hard for their money, so don't give it out willy-nilly. Like, when you think about giving someone a gift, it is about from the outflowing of your heart and from the excess that you have and that you want to be generous with. So in that way, you're not thinking, oh, if I give this person this money, they're just going to pay me back. It'll be fine. It's more about, no, I'm giving them this money with no expectations. I'm saying, hey, this money is going to be a gift for you because I'm your friend and I care about you and making sure you have everything you need. Honestly, the OP in this, the original poster, was a little bit rude about her comments towards this woman. And it rubbed me the wrong way, that the way that she wrote it and the way that she talked about this person. She literally said that we are not friends. Okay, so if you are not friends, then why do you feel like you have any obligation to give her money? Especially if you know that this could end up poorly. Like, even if you were friends, like, it's still something that you should question and think about before you just decide to give someone money and then have all those expectations heaped upon yourself and them that they're going to pay you back. This is a little dicey. Let's see what the comments say, because I feel so bad for this person that they might be in a situation where they can't feed their child. Like, that is sad. Like, if they're going to get kicked out, that's sad. But I also know that personal responsibility is also important. So let's see what the comments say. So this one is the top one, and this one is 2.1K upvotes. So a lot of people agreed with this comment. Not the a-hole. Poisoned the well. She sees you and her coworkers as an extra wallet she can dip into whenever necessary. That's crazy to me. She's a grown woman with a child. She can sell her fancy clothes to pay for formula. And you are right. If people feel bad, they can hand over their own money. It's not up to you to financially support anyone at work. Don't lend money to anyone else. Child services should be involved if she can't keep her child fed. I agree that this person is not necessarily the a-hole, but again, we don't know this woman's circumstances. Where they said, she can sell her fancy clothes to pay for formula. Sure, she could, but honestly, reselling is not easy. Everyone thinks that if you try and resell things that you're going to just make tons of cash all the time, but it takes a lot of work to do that. And if she has a kid and she has a full-time job, she's got a lot on her plate. So I don't know if she has extra time to be listing all of her clothes on Poshmark or Facebook Marketplace, that kind of stuff. And when you do list on those, one, those platforms take a cut of whatever money you make. And two, you're not going to get the full value of if you bought, like, let's say she had like a Louis Vuitton. She's not going to get Louis Vuitton money for something that is used. She might be able to get enough to like buy some formula, but formula is expensive. And so I agree that she could totally sell her fancy clothes and she could totally be more budget conscious and like create a budget, stick to it, all that kind of good stuff. But I think that saying that child services should be involved if she can't keep her child fed, that is overstepping it a little bit. Like, this is the internet. Let's not put that out there. Like, I want the best for both of these people. I want the best for the OP. I want the best for her friend or her not friend. I want the best for their child. Like, I want them to have a good life. I don't want them to be scraping by. This person is right, but I also think that we need to have more empathy. Okay, so let's look at the next one that has 721 upvotes. Sounds to me like you need to tell HR that this coworker is harassing you, spreading lies about you, and creating a hostile work environment for you. I would communicate cordially with her about work issues only. Otherwise, graywall her. Report any colleagues who try to run interference on her behalf to HR as her accessories in harassing you. Anne was never your friend. She took advantage of your hometown connection to play you for a sucker, and you fell for it. But you know better now. I like your response to your colleague telling her to loan her own money to the leech. That's the way to handle nosy Parkers. When they call you cruel, simply respond, I already loaned her $2,000. How much are you willing to help? Okay, going to HR can be dicey because HR their interest is to help the company have a good reputation. It is important to go to HR about colleague matters, but you have to be very careful about the way that you go about doing it, especially if it's like a personal matter like this, if there's nothing specifically work involved. Like, if it had to do with, they said they work at a hospital, so if it had anything to do with like the way this person is treating other patients or treating other people that is making them have bad work performance, sure, but like spreading lies about you and that kind of stuff, like, I get it. It sucks. It's not fun. This is like a high school bully situation. Like, you have to just like, at some point, you have to just do what they said, graywall her. Don't give them the power to hurt you. And I know that that's so hard to do because words really hurt. If you fight back, like, you are going to just make the situation worse. It's not easy to do, and it takes a lot of maturity. And so I'm not saying that this is going to be easy, but I am saying that this is something that maybe they need to think about. And saying that Anne was never your friend, I mean, this person, I think this person and them could have been friends, but like person Anne hurt OP very badly with this whole money situation. Again, that's why you shouldn't lend money to people. And so that's why it's like they were never your friend. They're just using your hometown connection. I agree that her response to her coworkers when she was asked in public about money, I agree that that was fine. I don't think that that was overly harsh. I feel like, yeah, maybe she could have worded it a way that was a little bit more diplomatic, but she didn't say anything that was necessarily wrong or inaccurate. I don't like where this commenter said, report any colleagues who try to run interference on her behalf to HR as an accessory to harassing you. That's just going to cause you to have a really bad work environment. And you are probably going to have to leave if things like that happen because people are going to turn on you. You might think, oh, this should help me out, but it really is going to backfire on you, unfortunately. That's just the way the world works. I guess my final thoughts on this is don't lend money if you don't have the money to lend. Don't lend money with the expectation you're going to get it back. Be kind to this person, even when they are not being kind to you, because I truly believe that the energy you put out into the world is the energy you're going to get back. So if you put out negative energy, if you put out bad energy, you are not going to get good energy back into your life. And I'm not saying that you need to be bulldozed over. I'm just saying that if things like this happen in your life, take it as a learning opportunity to do better in the future, to know better in the future, and to know how to politely decline when someone asks you these kinds of questions in the future. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think this person is the a-hole or not? And what do you think about the coworker situation? Do you believe this coworker in her saying that she can't feed her child, might be kicked out, that kind of stuff when she's asking for money? Or is she just blowing all her money on designer goods? Let me know all of those thoughts in the comments below. Please be respectful to the OP and to the person in the story. Just be respectful in general. And I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in another video. Bye, y'all.